What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Life's a Garden. Today's positive, motivational message is find your people. Find the people who are going to accept you for who you are. The people who are going to support you. The people who are going to enjoy their time with you. And vice versa, you to them. The people you want to support, the people you want to spend time with. Find those people. Surround yourself with those type of people, the people that are meant for you, that connect with you. You know the type of people where you just have this unspeakable connection. And eventually, you might find your forever people. The people who you are the most connected with. This could be a partner, somebody who would, potentially be marriage worthy, husband, wife. This could be a best friend. Your forever people, the people that will be with you forever. Whether you're with them physically or not. Your forever people. First, find your people that you connect with, you gel with, that you bond with and just have a great time with, and you understand one another. And once that bond becomes deep enough and strong enough, they very well could become your forever people. And with that, let's go ahead and get in to today's episode. It's episode 220 of Life's a Garden. Thank you all so much for joining me this week on Life's a Garden. If you haven't yet, please subscribe on all platforms. Spotify, Apple Podcast, YouTube. If you haven't subscribed on one of those, subscribe. If you're only subscribed to one, subscribe to the rest. Lay us a comment down. Help grow the algorithm. Shoot us a like. Share with your friends. Help grow this garden. We really, really appreciate it. Let's go ahead and crack open a signature Coors Light, because it is an extended weekend for your boy. Heading back to Portland, Oregon this weekend for another wedding. Heading to a wedding back to the city of weirdos, and I'm not saying that to be mean, that's what they call it. Keep Portland weird. And I think the residents of Portland maybe took some liberties when it comes to being weird, because now they're geeking. They're geeked out of their mind. They're all fucking on dope. But not the people that I'm going to go see, of course. The people that I went to last time and went. In all honesty, Portland was actually really nice when I went. Now, I didn't go to downtown Portland. I have not really done full research, but in the time that I was there, it was very beautiful. Everybody was super nice. So I'm excited to go back. And hopefully I have a similar experience this next time around. Gonna be there for 3 days. Flying out Saturday. Today on Monday. In fact, as this episode is coming out, I will be this is the day that my friends will be getting married. So, congratulations to them. I'll shout out an early congratulations because obviously, it's the day of the wedding. Today, the day that this is coming out. So, cheers to them. Happy wedding. They've obviously found their forever people, as the positive message of the week suggests. And I'm very excited to hang out with a bunch of friends because weddings, I don't know if you're a wedding person or not. I never thought I would be, but the thing about weddings is it's a great excuse to just get together with all your friends, because typically if you're going to the wedding of somebody, they're within a friends group or your family group. And so you tend to know a lot of people that are going to be there. And even if you don't, then it's a nice place to meet new people. And it's a good time. It's always good vibes. You know, you're coming together to celebrate two people who have found their forever person. And, you know, it can get emotional. I tend, the older I get, to become more emotional at weddings. And, but overall, the vibes are good. And then after the ceremony, you get together with your friends, you eat a nice dinner, you start dancing, the drinks start flowing. It's just an all-around good time, is what I'm saying. And so, and I think for me too, with the weddings, I've just been to so many goddamn funerals in my life that it's a nice change of pace to get to go to a lot of weddings. So, any chance I get, I will try and make it to a wedding. Because God knows, funerals are another excuse to get together with your family and friends. It's just not as jubilant. It's quite the opposite. So, this is just a fun time, a good excuse to get together with your friends. And there's people going to be there that I have not seen in a very long time, which is exciting. Some very special people, some good close friends that I am just very excited to get to spend some time with. So, looking forward to that this weekend. And again, on this very day, the day that they're getting married, is when this episode will be released. So, congratulations to Ben and Victoria. Yeah, it's going to be a good time. I'm excited to be there. Not looking forward to the flights. I will say that. Last time I went to Portland, well, actually, why does Portland not have a direct flight? Like, why does Billings not have a direct flight to Portland? Because I think maybe there is, because my friends told me that they were having a direct flight there. Last time I went, I had to fly through Seattle. Oh, no. When I went, so there is a direct flight. When I went to Portland, I had to transfer in Seattle. When I came back, it was a direct flight from Portland. I wish that were the case this time around. Unfortunately, I have to fly through Denver both times. Luckily, I don't hate the Denver airport. I've been there many times. I know how to navigate my way around the Denver airport. It just sucks when it's a long layover. I think the one there isn't that long. It might be like an hour layover. But the one back is like a 4-hour layover. Eek. God, that sucks. And I won't be getting into Portland until about 10 o'clock. And I won't be getting back home until about 11 o'clock p.m. Bummer. Not looking forward to the flights. Other than that, though, it should be a good time. Gonna watch. Let me just say this. I'm so thankful that they're getting married on a Monday, because then I can watch football on Sunday. And honestly, regardless, I think even if they had the wedding on Sunday, it is a little odd to have a wedding on a Monday. But I'm sure it's like cheaper rentals for venues and catering and all that shit. Easier, more open dates, I'm assuming. And if you're going to couple it up with a weekend, you might as well. Monday or Friday, Oh, but Sunday, yeah. Even if they were getting married on Sunday, I think I would have been able to catch the game, because the Broncos play at 11, which it's an early game, and I think the wedding's not till like 3 or 4. So it would have worked out anyway. Yeah, it's on the outskirts of it's in like a rural or kind of a suburb of Portland is where I'm staying. So hopefully I don't got to deal with too many fucking tweaker heads. Not a lot on the plate here this weekend, okay, guys? as far as the podcast goes. I do have some stuff written down, so don't fret. It's not going to be boring, but I was really struggling, okay? I was struggling to figure out what I wanted to talk about because I wanted to initially have a guest, but with traveling and I got so much shit I got to take care of, and, you know, I'm making sure that I get my shit done, so it's just easier to do a solo podcast. Oh, one new thing in my life here. I got a new phone. Check that shit out. Brand new phone. In fact, let me go ahead and answer a text on my new phone. Sorry, I don't typically text on the phone. But I'm making plans. Cool. No, the new phone. Okay, so my old phone, this is basically the same phone. I had a Samsung, and yes, I am a Samsung guy. Get over it. All you Apple people can fuck off. Apple sucks. iPhones, yeah, fuck them. So, I had the S22, or 22S, whatever the fuck it's called. This is the 24. Basically the exact same phone, to be honest. But the problem was, my old phone couldn't hold a charge. You have no idea how nice it's been to charge my phone overnight, wake up, and not have to charge it until I go to bed again. Because I was having to charge this thing 2 and 3 times a day. Not this thing, my old phone. And in addition to that, it wouldn't connect. Like my charger, none of my chargers could ever connect. I'd have to like blow into it like it was a Super Nintendo and set it a certain way, and it would take forever to connect, took forever to charge. Just an absolute nightmare. I've been wanting to get a new phone since I went to Denver for the Primus concert. Because when you're downtown, like when you're in Denver, when you have plans, when you need to use your phone for Uber or Lyft, Ticketmaster, you need to use it for GPS, all that shit. It sucks when you think your phone's gonna be dead and you can't. It's just stressful when you constantly have to think, how much battery do I have? Where's my battery at? So that was enough. And it's been like this for a good 6 months, maybe, no, definitely longer, or at least a year. It's been like this. And a couple months ago, I went in to look at getting a new phone. I didn't even care. I just wanted my same phone because I knew it'd be cheaper. I just wanted the same phone, okay? And a new version of the same phone. And they were like, "Oh, well, you can't get a new phone until you're," because I had the trade-in deal, and they're like, "You can't get the new phone until you pay off what would have been left on your old phone or on your current phone from the trade-in," which I think at that time was like $400 or something like that. And I'm like, "Well, what the fuck? I'm trying to just do a trade-in." And I don't even think the trade-in was an option. So I would have had to pay off the phone I had and then pay for the new phone. Well, this time around when I go in, I do have a trade-in option, but still have to pay off the remainder. Because when they do this fucking trade-in thing, it's a 3-year deal to pay off an $800 phone. It's like $20 a month. And obviously you're not paying that because it's like a rebate. It's being paid for. But 3 years, dude, for 3 years, I was supposed to have this old phone. It lasted me a year, maybe, before it started fucking up on me. Because I dealt with that shit for a good year. The not charging, the not being able to connect it, all that crap. Yeah, I've been dealing with that for a year. And when I went to pay it, I still had 11 months of payments I had to pay off. So it only lasted me 2 years before I had to get this one. Hopefully this one lasts a little bit longer. But God, I'm just it's a relief. It is a definite relief. I do get pretty irritated cuz you're there I'm getting this new phone. I had to pay off all my shit, and then they're like, well, we can do this with your new plan. Like, we can upgrade you to this plan. We can do this and this with these plans and all this. And I'm like, bro, I'm just here for the phone. Just give me the phone, and then you got to pay for the case and the screen protector, and that was like $150. So on top of the $250 I had to pay off my phone, I'm paying $150 more just to make sure the thing doesn't break. Frustrating, but relieving at the same time. The whole process of doing that, oh my god. I didn't even tell you the fucking stupidity that I am. Like, I fucked up so bad. Check this out, okay? So, I fucking, was transferring, right? You know, you got the smart switch deal where you can transfer all the data and all your phone, or your, all the contacts, all your photos, everything, okay? You can transfer it from the old phone to the new phone. So we're in the middle of doing that, and it's transferring and all this shit while I'm checking out and while I'm paying for all my accessories and shit. He puts on the screen protector and all that stuff. Hey, and you know what? I'm not mad at the guy. The guy was just doing his job. It's just irritating when you're going through all this, trying to just get the goddamn phone, and then they're like trying to sell you on all this other bullshit. And it's just, phone companies, Verizon, it's just a racket, dude. It's all just a racket to strip you of every fucking last dime you could possibly have. I was looking at the thing, I'm like, what is this bullshit? This $5 extra, there's $5 here, $5 there. I'm like, why the fuck is my bill so high? If my phone is free, if I'm not paying anything for my phone, my monthly bill is, you know, it's annoying. Let's just say that. And then they're like, oh, you can get a promotion on a watch or a tablet, or I'm like, fuck off, I don't want that. Because yeah, it's only going to be $5 a month for the watch, but then you also failed to mention the line fee and all that. So it actually would have been like $25. Nice try. Anyway, so I'm doing the switchover, right? And I got to get going. I got to get to trivia. So I'm like, all right, well, I'll just let this keep transferring, and so thank you for your time, like, thank you for everything, blah, blah, blah. Shake hands, out the door. I'm driving, and I look down at the phone. It says connection, what was it? It was like, because it was connected to Wi-Fi. So connection disconnected, you know. So I have to, like, scramble and take it off the Wi-Fi and just do the fucking, the transfer again. So I'm transferring it. My phone, my new phone and my old phone look exactly the same. And I'm so used to using my old phone. My dumbass accidentally hits send from new phone to old phone. So I'm sending the information from my new phone to my old phone. So what does it do? It transfers what has been transferred from my old phone to my new phone back to my old phone, which deletes all my apps. Thankfully, it had already sent all my photos, my contacts, my messages, my voice notes, my written notes. Those were the most important things to me. Because I have, like, lyrics and shit on here. I have, like, old recordings of songs we've done. The contacts is just, that would be a nightmare if I lost all my contacts. The photos, obviously those are sentimental. Thankfully I got those. But then I got to go back and re-download all my apps that I had, all the things I normally use, which in a way was kind of a relief and kind of needed, because for one, I didn't use half the apps that were on my phone, and then second, I needed to organize my apps a lot better. And I think that was partially why my phone battery was getting so drained. It's because I had all these fucking apps. So while it was boneheaded and stupid of me to do that, it was kind of a relief in a way. Because like I said, I pilfered out all these apps I didn't need and haven't used. And then I was able to organize all my shit. So it's a lot easier to navigate on my phone now. So yeah, that was really boring conversation I just had. I apologize if you're snoring, but yeah, hey, I got a new phone. I just took about 5 minutes of your life telling you all the boring shit about buying a phone when I could have just said, hey, guess what? I got a new phone. Yay me. The end. Deal with my green speech bubble, you fucking Apple iPhone using bitches. Green speech bubble is way better. And speaking of money and like extreme price gouging and corporate fuckery, can somebody please explain to me what the fuck is going on with people's water bills? I keep seeing and hearing about random residents across the city. They're posted online. It's on the news. I have friends that have been dealing with this. Their water bills are over $1,000. And then the story is the same every time. Somebody's calls the water company, is like, there must be a mistake. My last bill was like $100 or $40. I don't know how much water costs anymore. I haven't had a water bill in 7 years. Thankfully, my trailer park takes care of that. I do pay for water still, but it's a flat rate. And if that shit was happening here, it's a corporation. You know they'd be on that shit quick. Anyway, so they're calling, being like, there must be a mistake. Like I said, my bill was like $50 last month, and now it's 200 times that. And the response they're getting is one of two, from what I've gathered. It's either we have a new system and there must have been a mistake, or, oh, you must have a leak then. Bitch, if there was a leak, one guy online, apparently it showed that he used like 4,000 gallons of water in 2 days. It might have even been like 40,000. It was some astronomical number of gallons of water that it said that he used in like 3 days. If somebody was using that much water and you're saying it was a leak, don't you think they would have realized it? Because they'd be underwater. Their house would be floating off the foundation if that much water was being used. If you're thinking it's like an underground sprinkler system that's busted, you notice that because your ground gets super soft. It ends up pooling up. There's no way somebody wouldn't realize that there was or was not a leak. If, with that much water being used, for a bill to be $1,000, could you imagine $1,000 electricity bill? I mean, I know water and electricity are totally different price ranges and shit. In wintertime, or during Christmas, during holiday season, I have a shit ton of lights going on because I decorate my house. And yeah, my bill goes up, but it's like from $80 a month or like $100 a month to $170 a month. It's not that bad. To go from a $50 water bill to $1,000, that's unfucking real. You'd go from using your average, because it's showing these people's bills where it's like this, it's like a pretty steady amount that you're using. And then the last month has just been skyrocketed. So, in order for you to use that much water, you would have to use legitimately 20 times the amount of water than you're used to using. And like I said, if there's a leak that's producing that much water, if you don't notice it, you are blind or a fish. Or a blind fish. Because you're underwater at that point. Obviously, the two things that make the most sense. One, there's some kind of mistake in the system. Like something's fucked up and it's like a glitch in their program or their system or whatever. Or B, people's getting fucked over here. There's some kind of like weird shit going on that is unexplainable. Like my friend at work, he just got his bill was $1,200 and they told him there must be a leak. His house was built a year ago. Now, I know that doesn't necessarily like lend much weight to it not being a leak because any more contractors and house builders, they prop these houses up so goddamn fast. You got to imagine there definitely is a possibility of a mistake being made. But if theoretically, if I buy a brand new car, it shouldn't be leaking oil. If I buy a brand new car after a year, the engine should be just fine. So after a year, the water, like the pipes and all that shit, shouldn't be leaking. You catch me? So I don't know if anybody has any answers to this. What the fuck is going on with the Billings Public Water Services and why people's bills are through the roof? Throw me a comment. Let me know. Anybody have any information on this? Because my mind is boggled by what the fuck is going on here. It makes no sense. I'm just as confused as anybody else. But if anybody out there might have some answers for us, please let us know in the comments because I am thoroughly confused. If I had any bill, dude, $1,200 is more than most people's rent. It's about as much, if not more, than most people's rent. If it was maintaining it that much a month, that's 2 fucking rent payments. That's a full mortgage payment at that point. That's unbelievable. So please enlighten me on this. Speaking of things that are pissing me off, water bills aside, because while I'm not having to deal with it, it is irritating to see that this is happening to people and that they're having to deal with this. How is nobody addressing this? This has been something that's been going on for like weeks and months. Like, how has this not been addressed? And there's got to be some kind of system flaw if it's happening randomly to these people. Or somebody's pulling some fuckery at the office. But things that are pissing me off and irritating me. Oh, yeah, they're pissing me off. I am so done with these motherfucking political ads. If I have to hear about Shady Sheehy and John Tester one more fucking time, if I get one more piece of junk mail, it's daily, okay? It's on the daily that I'm getting this bullshit. It's waste. It's trash. It's immediately going in the trash. I don't give a fuck about ad campaigns. I'm pretty sure I already know who I'm voting for. And honestly, either way, it's not gonna matter. All this bullshit about Shady Sheehy, if he gets in office, he's gonna ban abortion. Motherfucker, are you like, he's one vote in the Senate. He can't just be like, oh, fucking Tim Sheehy is the senator of Montana. All of a sudden, abortion's banned. Sorry, guys. Montana voted for Tim Sheehy. You just fucked all of women because abortion's banned now. And it's not like he has any control about what happens in the state of Montana. There's a state senate that handles shit like that. There's a state congress that handles shit like that. Has nothing to do with Tim Sheehy. Now, I understand if a bunch of Republican senators go into office, then yeah, we might be looking at a little bit like the abortion thing becomes a more of a problem. But for this whole idea that Tim Sheehy single-handedly is going to ban abortion is nonsense. Also, fucking dude, this whole Biden-Harris thing has really put a wrench in every local campaign, because it was always about, if it was a Republican going against a Democrat, the Republican could always lean on the fact that, like, this guy sided with Joe Biden, and this guy's, if you don't like Joe Biden, then you shouldn't like this guy. Well, now they have to pivot and put all this extra money in new ads to be like, well, here's why he's he likes Kamala Harris because this and this. If you don't like Kamala Harris, you shouldn't like this guy. Now, one thing that the new political ads here have done is the whole the immigration thing. That's what they're really sticking with it on. But I'm just like, God, like, here's my take on it. Okay, here's my honest to God take on it, and why it doesn't fucking matter. Okay. Jon Tester has been the senator of Montana since I can fucking remember. 2006, I think, was when he got elected for the first time. So he's been their senator for almost 20 years, and state of Montana has been just fine. All this stuff about them being like, Sheehy wants to sell our public lands. How? How is he going to do that? They say this shit every year and it's never happened. They said that about Greg Gianforte, our governor, who actually probably has more power to do that than a senator, than a fucking, not state senator, but I guess maybe he is a state senator. I don't know. Whatever. A Congress member. So, all of that makes no sense. Like, neither of these dudes are going to have any direct impact on the state of Montana. They're supposed to be, representative of our state, but that shit never happens. That won't happen. So here's the thing. If Jon Tester is the senator for Montana, it's not, it has done nothing to the state for as far as I've seen, at least for me. But here's where the thing is, if I vote for Sheehy, and if Tim Sheehy becomes the senator, things might, it only affects what happens in Congress. That's all that it affects. And the way I'm looking at it is, Jon Tester's been a senator for almost 20 years. And I'm not a fan of career politicians. If Sheehy goes in, yeah, he might have some votes that can sway on the Republican side, but he ain't getting shit passed for years. You have to be a senior member of Congress before you can get anything passed. Before you can get anything going on. You got to be a legit senior member of Congress before anything matters that you do there. The only thing that you get is a vote as a rookie member. And then you're getting bought out by all the fucking lobbyists and all that shit. So, you have to, they have to give you time to become corrupt if you're a rookie member of Congress. They got to give you some time before your vote matters, before anything that you propose matters. They got to give you time to become corrupted first. So that's all that's going to happen. So, hey, because it doesn't matter, shut the fuck up on my YouTube ads. Huh? Hey, can I get through a YouTube video without seeing 18 Shady Sheehy and Jon Tester ads? and all of them are like 30 minutes long. Hey, can I get through a work week without having to fill my fucking trash with junk mail that you keep putting on my door? I had this guy come up to every week, somebody rings my doorbell with a fucking petition clipboard and they put a little thing on my door. First of all, get the hint, okay? And then they just keep coming back. They keep coming back. And this last time, dude, this dude rang my doorbell. This guy is lucky I wasn't home. He rings my doorbell, and I have the little Ring camera. And half the time when that shit goes, and now that I have the new phone, I have to I'm still working on getting shit connected and all that stuff. It is connected to my phone, but like it doesn't alert me the same way my old phone did. So I didn't even hear the doorbell ring. I go to, I checked the camera. This was about 10 minutes after he had even been there. And the dude rings my bell. He's standing there. He's like looking around my fucking house, like looking in my backyard, looking at my grill. He looked sketchy as fuck. And then rings my doorbell a second time. And I hear him say, what the fuck did this guy say? This motherfucker says, just need you, like, come on, man, just need you to answer a couple questions. He goes, we'll be back, or something like that. He was basically chastising me for not answering my door, because these guys keep coming back, and he basically said, oh, if you don't answer my questions or whatever, then we're just going to keep coming back and bothering you. So now that I know that they're going to be back, I'm prepared. And I'm debating on whether to say, who are you voting for? I'm voting for them too. See ya. Like, just so they're like, leave me alone and they're happy. I don't care who it is. I'll just say I'm voting for them. Or maybe I'll say, who are you voting for? And if they're like, Jon Tester, I'll be like, well, I'm voting for Sheehy. Like, whoever, or I'll just say straight up, whoever you're voting for, I'm voting for the opposite of them, because fuck you, that's why. How do you like that? I'm voting for the other guy that you're not, because fuck you. Get off my doorstep. Get the fuck out of here. If I haven't answered the door in a month to take your little poll, or to hear your spiel about Tim Sheehy or about Jon Tester, if I'm consistently not answering, then take a hint and take a hike. How's that for you? Not that hard. Pretty simple. Beat it. I'm not interested. Maybe I'm not even voting. Quit shoving your agenda down my throat. Quit shoving your political candidate down my throat. I don't give a fuck. I'm almost half tempted to not vote because of how annoying these fuckers are. Now, of course, I'm going to vote because I am an American and I want to exercise my rights as an American. But god damn it all. It's exhausting. Every year with this bullshit. I'm over it. Well, every election year. But nonetheless, enough is enough. And especially when you have, like, the presidential race going on and a state race going on, you're getting bombarded by all the motherfucking ads. So, yeah, I'm done with that. Can we just call it a day? No more. Good news, though. Good news. Officially, on this day, Monday is September 30th. Tomorrow, Tuesday, October 1st, is officially spooky season. Now, I hate that term. I've always hated that term. But it is true. The month of October is the season of the spook. So, get your spook on, guys. And we are going to celebrate what has vastly become one of my favorite holidays. I'm not going to say my second favorite holiday, but it is top 3. In fact, surprise, surprise, I want to say my 3 favorite holidays are the only 3 holidays that we do holiday specials on this show. Christmas, Halloween, and Independence Day. Those are my 3 favorite holidays. So, to embrace the spook, watch as many scary movies as you can. Horror movies, they don't have to be scary. You can do horror movies, you can do thriller movies. Those are the scary ones. There's plenty of good family-friendly Halloween shows out there. You got your Disney ones like Hocus Pocus and Halloween Town. Casper the Friendly Ghost, great one. Couple good recommendations I can give you. Alvin and the Chipmunks Meet Frankenstein and Alvin and the Chipmunks Meet the Wolfman. Classics. Great ones. Scooby-Doo? Are you kidding me? We got Scooby-Doo and Zombie Island. That will traumatize your 8-year-old, let me tell you. That's the terrifying child's movie. I don't know. The way they make those zombies look, and the fact that you find out that they are legit real, bro, take my money, first of all. But as a kid, keep a light on when I go to bed. Zombie Island. Any Scooby-Doo. The classic Scooby-Doos, great. Anything. You got to watch some. I say, here's the challenge for Spooktober. Here's the challenge. Try and watch something Halloween-esque, whether it's family-friendly, adult-friendly, or it doesn't even if it's just like a YouTube video. Or how to make like a video, a tutorial on how to make a seasonal thing, a seasonal cake or a seasonal recipe, how to make decorations, things like that. You got to do something each day to support Spooktober. That's where I'm at. So all in on Spooktober. Very excited. Drink up your pumpkin spice lattes, all you basic white bitches. And for all you basic white bastards out there, make sure to drink your pumpkin beers. We know the pumpkin beers come out around this time. So for all the basic white bastards, make sure to drink up your beers. Oh, yeah. Okay, what else? Oh. This was something I wanted to talk about because... So, America's Got Talent just had their season finale. I used to really like America's Got Talent. That used to be one that I actually watched. And I would have never even honestly known that the season finale was the other day, but it just so happened to be on at the bar I was at. So, just complete coincidence that I even found that out. Season finale of America's Got Talent. Like I said, I used to watch that show all the time. But when you're talking competition reality shows, okay? Things like Dancing with the Stars, or The Voice, X Factor, American Idol, you know, the list goes on. All these competition reality shows. Hell, even like The Bachelor, or anything where people are being eliminated week after week until you get to your final 3, final 2, and you crown a winner. How absolutely soul-crushing must it be to be the runner-up? Literally, you're in a competition with, first of all, thousands of people to begin with, because thousands of people audition for these things. You make the final cut. I'm thinking like another one that just came to my mind is like Hell's Kitchen or Master Chef, you know. So you get whittled down from thousands to maybe the final 100, and then whittled down even further to like 20, 30, 40, whatever it may be, right? A handful of people who auditioned. And you're in the competition now. And then you're running week to week. Now, I know when it comes to this shit, I'm sure they're like doing daily filming sessions. I'm sure it's not a full week. I don't know. Maybe it is. I'm sure it takes probably like 6 weeks or so for the full filming process. That would cover like a good 3 months worth of television. So you're going through this whole battle, week after week, episode after episode, film session after film session, and you're advancing. You keep advancing. You're doing very well. People love you, and you make it all the way to the finale, only to hear the other person's name crowned as the winner. That's gotta be, like, you were this close, and you fucking failed. And you were this close to tasting that million, and it's like $1 million prize, and you lose that? Like, to know that you were just a hand's reach away from that $1 million prize, and it's just taken from you. It's just pulled away from you. And then the confetti's falling, and everybody's rushing the stage and congratulating the guy that won, and you're just standing there like, like, I think it would be better to lose 3rd or 4th place. Now the one benefit to being the runner-up and being known as the person that almost won is clearly you do have some talent, whether, like I said, if it's a talent show, cool. Like, if it's a cooking show, people know you're still a very good cook. If it's a singing show, people know you're still a very good singer. So you still might get something out of it. A kitchen might hire you. You know, you might... somebody still might sign you to a record deal because they see talent in you. Just because you're the winner doesn't mean you're the best, really. It means you're the best at that time. Look at, like, Chris Daughtry. Chris Daughtry was, like, eliminated 5th or 4th. Or 4th to last, 5th to last on American Idol. Granted, that was the same season that Carrie Underwood won. So, she definitely has the better career. But he still made a good career for himself as, like, the 4th or 5th person on that. But you still get the national recognition. So, opportunities are still available. But when you're doing this competition, you're competing with these other people for the approval of America and the audience. And then at the very last minute, you're running the race, you're side by side, you're reaching for the finish line, and they cross it just right before you. The amount of defeat that you must feel. And they always put on a oh, I'm so happy for you face, when inside, you know they are as cold as ice. Realizing that they were just this close, and for all that to just disappear like that. And all of a sudden, thank you guys for watching America's Got Talent. We'll see you next season. And that's it. It's over. Now, hey, huge for whoever wins. Cool for whoever wins. But for the loser? Are you really a loser if you're second place? Yes, because if you ask Ricky Bobby, if you're not first, you're last. But, again, when it comes to the competition things, yeah, you still get opportunities afforded to you because people now know who you are. They've seen that you have talent. They've seen what you can do. The worst thing is like those dating shows where you go through all this shit to try and win over the... Now, I think there's a lot more phoniness when it comes to those type of shows. There's a lot more, what do you call it? Meddling from producers and things like that. It's a little more scripted in those. So it's probably less heartbreaking at the end because you probably kind of already know what's going to happen. Oh, yeah, also, season 2 of The Old Bachelor is happening now, where the old Bachelor is a woman competing for the heart of a bunch of old guys. So be on the lookout for that. Anyway, yeah. I was just thinking about that because I'm watching the finale on there and I'm like, I'm seeing these two people like clutching their pearls, praying to the gods that they're gonna hear their name called as the winner. And one of them does and one of them doesn't. You see the one that didn't get their name called and you're just like, you just hear the fucking glass shattering in their brain. You can just hear their psyche crumbling to bits. Oh my god. It just must be the worst fucking feeling ever. Oh boy. Anyway, but that's competition for you. I mean, you could say this, I guess you could say the same about like sports. A team that makes it all the way to the Super Bowl and loses the game. But that's different because it's a team sport. So you can at least blame the whole team. It's not an individual defeat. You win as a team, you lose as a team. That's a little bit easier to swallow. Whereas if it's completely you and you lose it, that sucks. That really sucks. And I feel like physical competition, I don't know. I guess you could say music and singing and all that is a physical thing. Physical talent. But, whatever. Speaking of football, I will wrap this episode up with some football talk. Yes, I backloaded it with the football talk. For all you people who aren't football fans that don't give a fuck when I'm talking about football, I'm backloading it with the football stuff. So, you're welcome. 3 weeks of football in the books. As this episode comes out, there will be 4. Now, last week, I had mentioned, the last week's positive motivational message was, roll with the punches. And I told you, as a Broncos fan, it has been very difficult. I feel like I get knocked down every year. And I said, so long as you continue to roll with the punches, good things will start to happen. You will get a turnaround. Things will start going your way at some point. And after I had said that, after I made that claim, the Denver Broncos came out and they punched back. And so, hey, just as a point of emphasis on the fact that your boy gives good advice. I give good motivational advice that it's not all a crock of shit. So you're welcome for that. Looking like, just maybe take my word for it sometimes. I might not always be right. But sometimes I have a nugget of information that's worth listening to. Because, hey, I was right about this one. Denver Broncos. Did I say Nuggets earlier? Am I just like, have I had, is the beer going to the brain a little bit quicker tonight? The Denver Broncos came out last week and looked like the best version of that team I have seen in a very long time. Like, they came out, honestly, way better than I expected. And I think shocked everybody. I think they proved that they have potential. I'm not sitting here saying that this is still going to be our year, but there's a lot that we can grow on from this. We're playing the Jets this week. I'll be watching that in Portland. That's 2 out of 4 weeks of football that I have had to watch outside of my hometown, outside of my home bar that I like to go visit and watch my games at. But, yes, very excited. Hopefully we can beat the Jets. It's a tough team. They seem to be starting to get a rhythm, starting to figure it out a little bit with Aaron Rodgers. But our defense, dude, has just looked so damn good. Kudos to the defense. Kudos to Vance Joseph. I wanted to kill that motherfucker last year. And, I give him a little bit of a high five now. I wouldn't necessarily give him a high five to the face. I give him a high five to the hand. What else? Let me double check what else is going on here. Actually, you know what? While I'm... See, look, dude, and this political shit, I'm getting text messages every day. I'm getting spam calls every day. Enough is enough. Can this fucking election be over with now? Can we just end it? Just pick the wrong person and we'll just end it. Okay. I'll wait for a second. Oh, yeah, I was going to look up some teams here so I can... Because I want to comment on more than just the Broncos, okay? Standings. We'll go standings. A few undefeated teams still. We got the Bills. We got the Chiefs. We got the Steelers. Who else? Seahawks, undefeated. Vikings, undefeated. And those are all your undefeated teams. Now, I will say this. The two teams that beat us are still undefeated. So, says a lot about who beat us. You know? Good teams, right? Just saying. I want to especially give a shout out here to Sam Darnold and the Minnesota Vikings. Sam Darnold was considered a draft bust with the Jets. He went down to Carolina, didn't do much better. Now, one thing that those two franchises have in common are they are trash. It just absolutely shows to how trash the Jets and the Panthers are. Because Baker Mayfield also played in Carolina. Played in Cleveland, another trash franchise. And both of those guys, same draft class. Baker went number 1 overall. I think Sam Darnold went number 3 overall. And both those guys are thriving. They're having, top career years. Now, obviously, Baker had a little bit of a slip-up last week because he had to face the Denver Broncos. But, dude, just a huge shout-out to Sam Darnold. You know, I love seeing it. I never had a problem with him. Obviously, he had talent if he was going number 3 overall in the draft. For him to come out and have a performance these last 3 weeks like this to prove that he is not the bust that they said he was always getting clowned in New York. Kudos to them. Kudos to him. I just want to give a shout out to him because you know what? Just it's good. It's nice to see. It's nice to see when a guy can overcome odds like that. Let's see. What are some surprises? I would say. I called it on the Bears. I wasn't so certain that Caleb Williams was going to be him just yet. It's still early. The Saints are kind of a bit of a surprise. The Saints, the first 2 weeks, crushed. They scored 91 points in the first 2 weeks. That's incredible. The Niners are a bit of a surprise. The fact that they're 1-2. We have the same record as the Niners. That's kind of a bit of a surprise. Again, we're still early on in the season. Commanders, 2-1, leading the division. Good for them. I would say, obviously you could say the Dolphins are a surprise, but not really because with Tua being hurt, that really sucks a lot of wind out of the sails. I am surprised at the Steelers. I'll be honest with you. I am surprised that the Steelers are 3-0. I know their defense is good, just did not expect their offense to be able to keep up. And you know what? I'll even give a kudos to Justin Fields. First of all, because he's not Russell Wilson. Russell Wilson isn't getting to have his comeback story like they thought. In fact, I'll go out on a limb and say if Russell Wilson was the quarterback, they would not be undefeated. I'm not going to say that they wouldn't be 2-1, but they wouldn't be undefeated. They would have lost one of those games because of Russell Wilson. Their defense is the reason that they're 3-0. Let's not get ahead of ourselves. It's because of their defense. But kudos to Justin Fields for being a game manager. He's at least been good enough to keep them in the game, hasn't turned the ball over very much, or if at all. He's done a very good job being a game manager for those guys. And that's what they need. Dude, the rest of the NFC North or AFC North, huge surprise. Bengals 0-3, yikes, dude. Browns 1-2, I guess that's not that surprising because, they're just, like I said, they're trash. Ravens 1-2, surprising. And the Texans, man, the Texans have not looked that good. The Texans from last year to this year, I was expecting them to come out guns blazing, and they are not. I mean, they're still 2-1, but damn, dude, they are looking. They're rough. They still have plenty of time to turn it around, but they have been very surprising. Like, I thought the Texans were going to be, like I said, guns blazing, and they're barely beating teams, and they're getting points scored on them pretty easily. Jaguars are trash. Titans are trash. Will Levis has 8 turnovers in 3 weeks. How is he still the starting quarterback? Also, poor Bryce Young. Like, I don't know if it's the Panthers organization that is just absolute trash, or if Bryce Young is an actual bust. Because Andy Dalton came in last week and won the first game for the Panthers. Thank God, because it was against the Raiders. That looks really bad for the Raiders. Looks really bad for Bryce Young. Kudos to Andy Dalton for coming off the bench and just lighting it up, especially on the Raiders. I'm all good with that. But the Titans, how the fuck Will Levis is still the starting quarterback? Malik Willis, he was on the Titans last year, goes to the Packers in the offseason, gets his return game, and they crushed the Titans. 8 turnovers, and I think on those 8 turnovers, they've scored 20 points off those 8 turnovers. Unbelievable. So that's my football talk. And we got plenty of football left to go this year. Finally, I feel a little bit of relief, feel a little bit of optimism. I've always been optimistic, but I feel a boost of optimism. Now, before I go, I'm going to call these little faggots, see what they're up to, because I think we're going to go drinking tonight, get my weekend started off real nice.
Hello?
What's up, bitch?
What's up, fag?
You're on the podcast. I'm just wrapping up.
Hello, podcasters.
I'm just wrapping it up here, so I figured I'd give you a call to let you know I'm heading down there.
Okay.
All right.
Sounds good.
And I figured you'd probably say something crazy, so it'd be funny.
Yeah, that was pretty funny, I think.
Right on. All right. Well, did you guys eat yet?
Yeah, we're kind of in the middle. There's some Scotch eggs and
sons of bitches. Did you get the smash burger?
There should be some of it here. No, I got wings.
Fucker. Should have tried the smash.
You gotta try the smash.
I'm gonna. That's what I want. All right. I'll see you. I'll see you in a minute.
Okay. All right.
Bye.
Bye.
And goodbye to you all. Thank you so much for listening. I do appreciate it. Make sure to like, share, subscribe, follow on all platforms. Find your people. Find the people that are going to enrich your life. And you just might find your forever people. And don't forget, life's a garden. Dig it.
Just gotta keep on going.